Honeywell Pentax H1a. So I purchased this camera in the need for some spare parts for another camera that I'd worked on, that S3. And I ended up being able to get the S3 to the point where I don't need parts for it right now. I just need to replace the shutter curtains, which is another video that's going to be coming out eventually. But in the meantime, I want to try and get this one fully operational. Right now you can see the mirror is locked up. There ain't no, I mean, you can't even, looking into the void, right? So mirror's in the lockup position, and that is where it has stayed since I've received it via eBay. And I knew this was an issue with the camera before I purchased it. So my plan is to get this camera functional, and then let's modify its appearance a little bit. And then the kind of treatment I want to give it is something similar to this Aries 35 that I did, and I'm still figuring out how to do the painting of the little text, but maybe someday I'll figure it out. So what I did with this one was, remove the leatherette, recovered it with kind of this cork looking stuff, and then spray painted with an enamel paint all the metal surfaces, and it came out pretty decent. I mean, this is pretty scratch resistant. Like it's just a spray. It's an enamel spray, but I mean, I'm pretty confident that it would hold up. On a regular camera, I can't foresee much more damage being thrown at it than what I can kind of do here for an everyday use camera. But I think it would be kind of cool to offer that same type of treatment for this Honeywell Pentax H1a. So I'm going to get started and see if we can figure out what's going on with the mirror assembly and why it's in the up position. Turns out these are so impacted with dirt I couldn't get anything to engage. Look at all that filth. Gross. Now, you have to remember that underneath all of these holes are our shims for the lens plane to properly match the shutter plane. So we have to be careful and mindful of those, because they are tiny, they are delicate, and they disappear. Okay, we have one. And it's not really glued in place, but it's there. So since it's only one, I think I am going to glue it into place now. That way, later on down the road, I don't have to worry about losing it and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's the only one, you can see here on the back side of the lens mount, it's the only one that has glue. All the other ones are completely clean. And it doesn't look like there was, I mean, that's got a little bit of adhesive, that's a little bit of adhesive. So, I don't know. Maybe whoever took this apart before me, if there was someone that took it apart before me, lost the shims. In which case, you know, the lens is never going to focus correctly, but not much I can do about that right now. So let's just kind of glue this one into place and move forward and see if we can get at least the mirror housing to come down. Alright, so I'm going to use some of this B7000 to glue it into place. Picked it up off Amazon. It actually works pretty well for gluing just about anything. I've used it to repair shoes and all kinds of stuff. It's a very quick drying adhesive, and so far I have yet to have it fail on me. Doesn't mean it won't. Yeah, we don't need much. Should do it. Okay. So, you can see it, but up in here is the back side of the mirror. A lot of this over in here is all mirror assembly stuff. Let's charge it. And the mirror stayed locked up. And of course, our shutter didn't fire all the way. So that's probably an indication that this one's also going to need the second shutter curtain replaced. Same as my S3. Which maybe this would be a better one to practice on than the S3. Alright, well, the thing is with shutters in these that I've found is that sometimes you can just oil some spots underneath here and that kind of frees everything up and makes it run good. That'd be my first step, and then I would take it and get the shutter speed tested, and then kind of make my determination from there as to whether or not it's going to be replaced or just, you know, a little bit of oil on some of the bits underneath here. But let's try and focus on figuring out why the mirror assembly is not flopping down like she should. I think we're going to have to go and remove the top plate to really kind of get in there and see what's going on. Well, let's start with the bottom plate. Let's remove the bottom plate first. Okay, let's see what's under here. Very, very similar to the S3. So if we look at, no, it's going to be hard to see, not enough light, but I'll show you eventually. You can see the difference in the shutter curtains. You can see that the second curtain is definitely worn or toast, so that's not a problem. It'd be good practice for my S3 when I go to repair that one. Okay, so let's add these screws to the pile. And let's dig a little deeper.